Oh my goodness. I think it's Steam. Steam just eating all bandwidth. Just zero shit's given. So there's bandwidth, gobble it. Just exit Steam. Go away, Steam. Thanks, Steam. Loving my Open Transport Tycoon music. Look at that. Oh. Open Transport Tycoon. You probably make that in a web browser. Well, and they have actually. They've wasmed it, haven't they? Wasmed it. Was there a song called Wasm or something? Mr. Wasm, Mr. Wazo. Probably. Anyway, right. So I've been a bit cheeky, a bit sneaky. And after last time, so I got the Drowsy stuff done. I put that into ECSRX. It was good times for all involved. So to get it working, I basically had to ask a few people how to do certain things because not all the stuff's documented. So actually, if we just go through the source control bit here. So if we look at all the pages I've changed so far, I've changed the program. And as you can see, we now have, we can ignore that was just for debugging because Blazor attaches too quick with the debugger sometimes. So I was trying to debug, it was like, just shut the bed. A container, which comes from dry IOC. Dry IOC. So we got that in there now. That then provides the service provider, which wraps the Microsoft gubbins. That goes in there. Cool story, bro. And I added the container as a single thing because I need that for the ECSRX application further down the line. Okay. Then the CS proj, ECSRX infrastructure, IOC, ECSRX, blah 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 blah. So what these are, as I mentioned before, ECSRX is a ECS paradigm framework powered by RX. So the idea is that rather than every frame it just go in, have you got any updates? Well, every update, because you probably want to decouple your updates from frames. Which goes, have you got any updates? You got any updates? You got any updates? It goes, well, you just tell me on this update. I'll put an observable there. Do what you like. And there's Gooch, what did he? He'll be on later. Oh, Gucci face. He'll be on talking about his awful AWS stuff. But anyway, yeah. So with displaying ECSRX, I'm not really doing anything with ECSRX at the moment, but it'll become apparent why we've got this in a bit. Yeah, the index. So on here, I've removed some guff which wasn't used. I've injected in the container, and I'm passing the container to a game application. And then finally, if you go to a game application, literally all I've done is taken an ECSRX application, and let me just respond to Goo. Look at this, look at this. I've put it on YouTube, and it's got Gooch's little face on there. You fucking penis. What an absolute tool. You fucking penis. So yeah, anyway, that's it. So basically at this point now, then we've got an ECSRX application. And do I want to explain ECSRX too much? Probably not too much. Let's have a quick look at it, just so you can see. If you don't know what ECS is, that's going to be a bit of a problem. If you don't know what RX is, that's going to be another problem. If you don't know either, you're dead. So basically, we have components. Components contain data. That's cool and good. We'll put that to one side. We have systems. Systems look for components which match a group. If you think about that as a signature, so or a I only want squares, or I only want 3-dimensional squares, which would be a cube. I only want humanoids who have 2 legs. That's how you basically group your things, and then you react to them. I mean, this one's a react to entity system. There's loads of different types of systems. There's a basic system which is just your normal ECS. Hey, something's happened. Do something. Um,
Hello.
Just cannonballing.
Cannonball! I saw you streaming code, so I was like, don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm on Weeb Star Deluxe. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Just, yeah. Join for the main story quest and stayed for the Weeby Cat Girl sex party. Whoa, this changes everything. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah. It's like Second Life. Yep. You can just aggressively edit it then. Oh my god. Yeah. So you managed to get a maintainer of an open source project to communicate with you in a time scale that isn't measured in days. How the hell? Oh, I would start screaming, now, 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 now. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. 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 No. Yeah. Hold on. It sounds like you've been busy today. Um, I'm I'm gonna go and destroy Ultimate Weapon. I'm just casually. I'm just going on. It's actually the raids, the 8-person raids. This is in Realm Reborn. Just getting towards the end. Yeah. First one is coming to Ishgard quest. Not done that one yet. It's in Ishgard. Wherever the hell that is. I find not having like a world map that I can like get an idea of where everything is in relation to other things is a little bit jarring. Yeah. Yeah, well, actually, I've been to. It's in Curtha, Central Highlands, where I'm looking at here. You go to Foundation, and then there's a place called Foundation, and then in the Pillars, I think just Curtha, I think. Ishgard, Aetheryte Plaza. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. Boing, boing. It's a bit of a problem this with the main story quests because you have to wait until there's enough people to start it. It's like a 20-minute wait for each one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 tank healers, 4 DPS. I sorted out my Scholar class as well. 56. Yeah. Got a 56 healer, a 27 healer. Well, just slowly working through. It's going all right. Yeah, Tom style. Cool. You're live on channel 4. Please do not say fuck or bugger. Yeah. Yeah. With 40 slice and Patsy Ken's it. Mm. I mean, it's probably best left where it was. No. Yes, I think I do. When they tried to drink lots of milk and then were sick. It's like, yeah. Mm. I don't know. I didn't know he had his own. I did not know he had his own show. Oh. Yeah.
I've just realised as well, I've been muted on chat for ages. I keep doing that. Should probably stop doing that. But yeah, when Bam was just punching his dad locked, it was like, oh, don't. We don't care about physical violence. It's just the funny light humour stuff. Like Johnny Knoxville was quite a character. He was quite charismatic and funny. The other ones, hit and miss. Anyway, let me have the bindings for this. about syntax? Yeah. I need something which just kind of flashes at me, like the whole screen just starts lighting up, going, "Hey, you're an idiot! You've silenced yourself." And I'd be like, "Oh no, not again!
You fool!
You're a total gibbon!" And then I'd be like, "Oh no."
Another 10 minutes to get this one done on average. Just waiting. Just waiting.
Oh, there we go. That's those two done. I'll do this in a new bit. Hello. I swear every night when I start streaming, my throat just decides, no, you're done. You're done. I don't know. I don't knowingly. Yeah, but saying that, I don't really talk that much during the day, do I? Oh yeah, so we can't have that bit there now because that's no longer compatible with Microsoft stinky stuff. So we've got to move that somewhere else. I'm doing code, yeah. An exam? No, I'm not. I didn't schedule it in because I wasn't sure what'd be happening. Where would I get? See, again, my short memory is has escaped me. A bit. Oh, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So the I tell you what, I'll mute myself for a few minutes just so that I'm not boring you with my droning. I'll make sure I mute the right one here. There we go. So yeah, so I'm basically gonna within the ECSRX application, we have a few overrides within the life cycle. So I can override load modules. We'll base load modules and then we'll just do dot load module. No, it's not load modules. Container dot load module. Load module. I guess one was just a load module, to be honest. Apparently not. I'm full of shit. Anyway, the containers is, so we'll just load it on the container. Dot load module. Let's see what the base does. That'll do. Oh yeah, container load module, that's fine. Dot load module. Poof! Put that in there. Yeah, that's compatible now. So now we've got this kind of abstracted way of loading it all in, which is cool and good. OpenRPG module. There you go. So that's all loaded in there now. But now the rest of it's not going to work, so you have to hook up all the other bit. There we go. I've done most of my waffling.
Cool. I am flagging so hard.
When you go over, I don't know what you said there, but maybe you need to sleep.
I think I need food.
Oh, maybe you should make like a 10-layer pizza again. Just all the meat.
I've got a pizza. I might chuck it in.
Oh, do it, Kate. Send us pictures of it. I'll stream it to the world live.
It's just a basic shop bought one. There's going to be no extra drama with it. It's just going to be simple.
You not got any like bits of ham you throw in, or some sweet corn?
No, I mean it's got a decent amount of meat on it already. I might put some more cheese on it though.
Oh, okay, that's yeah, I can get on board with that.
Yeah, and some hot sauce. Got some barbecue hot sauce.
Hot sauce, yeah. Yeah, a bit of that.
Drizzle. Yeah.
Well, you saw that out then. Just don't fall asleep while you're making it.
No, I'll try and stay awake.
Well, while Kate's off doing that,
Right.
this bit
Grated
here,
mozzarella.
this is this might work now.
Lazy and I
Because
can't be
this will be
bothered.
loaded when the application starts, which hopefully might inject stuff.
I own grated mozzarella.
Oh, but it might not do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it might actually need to be injected earlier. I'll think about that.
I want to complete this goddamn quest. Just irks me so. I have to wait for people.
Is it a an MSQ? Is it?
Sorry, one sec. My oven's open. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Ow. Ow. Right, what was that?
Is it an MSQ? Main story quest?
Yeah, it's an MSQ that you have to join a raid to continue.
Ah, right. Yeah. I understand now.
Yeah. It's one of the single-player raid quests. Oh, that's the thing. So I've just got to wait. Yeah. I'm pretty cold. It's so weird. I always need to put my heating on. So. So you've wired up this dependency injection magic.
Yeah, I mean it's basically right. So ECSRX application. If we just quickly dive into that, that's an abstract class. It knows that it has a dependency container, which is an abstraction over dependency containers, but it doesn't know which implementation you're giving it. So that you could use the CCSRX application in Monogame, Unity, whatever, and you just basically have to in your version of it, because I could make an abstract class here called Blazor one, which takes up it. And actually, maybe I should do that. No, but anyway, that basically sets it up and goes right. Okay, we're actually going to use a dry AOC dependency injection thing. I could use an inject one there, but I don't have the library installed for the inject one. But you can put an inject one in, a zenject one, a xinject, whatever. As long as there's a supported implementation on ECSRX, which maps those as long as under the hood it can map the native calls to the abstracted ones coming through, that's fine. And that the iDependency container is just, like I say, the wrapper of it. So if I go into these now, these are this is kind of like an abstraction over the dependency registry or module idea. And there you go, the container, which is just an iDependency container, maps. It allows you. It basically it just does the most common bind, unbind, get many to method, stuff like that. So yeah, and because this is like the notion of normally in Unity or Monogame, this would kind of be seen as a like if you had a main menu in game, a mini game or something, each one might be its own application. I mean, you can have many applications running at once, but an application is just basically a container for some variables and some like your systems components, whatever you need to set up within that scene. Yeah, I guess it's more like a scene, but you could have multiple running at once, which is what happens in Unity sometimes. So within this, it basically this just all kind of bootstraps everything. Another thing you mentioned, I think I am going to make an abstracted one now that I know what I need to do with that. That'll get rid of this bit here, cluttering it. So if I go to here, because the unfortunate thing is, as well, in the Unity world, where was I? In the Unity world, I can't do this because it needs to be a mono behavior, and a mono behavior is its own class. So I can't have dual inheritance. So I have to go, well, actually, I'll use the IECSRX application, but then I kind of do I think I do a child. I can't remember. Let me have a quick look. I do something like a child version of it to reuse most of the functionality. Because I originally made ECSRX just in Unity. It wasn't like a platform agnostic thing. It was because a U-frame had stopped working. and nobody was really maintaining it at the time. I was like, well, I like the core idea of it, and a few other people from that were like, oh yeah, it'd be quite cool if we could make something like that. So that's why we made a start and made this. Yeah, so it implements the interface and the mono behavior, and then I just basically re-implemented the. It's just a slight variation on the default thing. It's a pain because of the mono behavior thing. I can't just go, just shove in the default one. But on the other ones, it's not too bad. I can. So mono game and Godot, whatever. Anyway, right, let's put this stuff in the other one. No, that.
My pizza smells sweet. I think it's going to be good.
I can only hope it will be. Make this an abstract one. I was just saying to Jen, every night when I come on, like throughout the day, I'm never really clearing my throat. The moment I start streaming, clear my throat constantly. But I'm not sure if it's the volume I talk at here, because normally I talk a bit louder, maybe. But because the kids are asleep and things, I don't want to talk too loud. So I'm there whispering. I'm whispering in the jungle. And I'm not sure if it messes with my vocal cords. I'm not going to be releasing any hits anytime soon with this voice. Right, so we've got the abstract one, yes, taking the dependency container. We'll make that a nice little protected constructor. Go to the world. I don't care about that at that point. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. And don't care about that. And there we go. So that's not really done much other than hidden that and that, but hey, that's something. So hop back to game application. Change that to a Blazor one. Yes, whatever. No game application. Base. And for a moment, I completely forgot the syntax though. I was like, what is it? Super? Base? It was like Gooch shoving his total buffoon.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The moment he did that as well, my stream just went, no, dead.
Well, he very, very secretly joined Discord as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Snuck in.
Yeah. He's among us.
See what you did there. Right, so I don't need that there. That can go to there. Application start. I'm not going to do anything yet. How am I going to? I think I have to do something a bit nasty here. And resolve the world here. Because that's another problem as well. Because I'm effectively setting up DI within here. Because this is the only sane point I can set up DI in like the Unity or Monogame world. You tell that was Gooch try to talk because it was just like static bombarding you. I have to set up DI here, but also I'll have dependencies within here which need DI. So I've kind of got this like little hacky step in the life cycle where it goes, well, actually, let's just get everything out of the dependency container we need and populate the thing here. So the world is going to be the world. And that's going to be this dot container. What's the problem? What's the magic word then? Resolve. Resolve? Oh, there it's an extension method. I tend to put a lot of extension methods in as well. I'm using RTX voice. I got no problems. And he's got a 2070 Ti or whatever. 2070 Super. Mine's only one step up from that.
You need to use NVIDIA Broadcast instead of
Oh, is he still using the original RTX voice?
Yeah.
You need this, Gooch. Look at that.
Yeah, you need to use NVIDIA Broadcast instead of
Yeah.
RTX Voice.
Just upgrade your life, Goop. Oh my god, he's just so flaky. He's the flakiest chocolate bar in the world. It's NVIDIA Broadcast, you buffoon. We've just been mentioning that.
NVIDIA Broadcast.
Broadcast, yeah. It's Intel's new CPU.
It also has webcam magic, so you can like just do auto green screen, chroma key, and
I don't have a
background.
Don't have a webcam, so you can't see that. But yeah, you can do stuff there.
Right.
You use it with the speakers as well.
So
I haven't got that on. But...
How the hell do you do your OnlyFans then? Do you use like a GoPro or something?
Yeah. Just took my phone up.
Oh.
No, I just face rig it. I just put my weeb face on. My the cat ears. And off I go.
Ugh.
That's what people want, right? Yeah, a little effect there.
Also weeby.
Apparently, NVIDIA Broadcast is built into OBS. Well, it's not built in, but it can natively use it in OBS now as like a filter. It's Ripple. What's he on about? So what are you doing there, Gucci? Are you just here for the ride, or are you just gonna piss off and go to bed or something? Well, he's gone. He's gone already. He's like, oh, I'm going to the other chat room. I'm going with the cool kids.
He turns up and he's like, right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, that's it. I even spoke to him earlier. I was like, oh, you came on to do that code that you keep telling us that you really want to be motivated for. And he's like, oh, yeah.
You play Valheim. As long as you stream it.
Yeah, we'll get Valheim up as well. I like watching him on Valheim.
Yeah.
He's not streaming
it. Stream it.
Well, to be honest, I did.
Why were you editing CS Proj files?
Because I got so many of them.
Yeah, but if you're editing something even slightly futuristic, like your CS Proj file would like not contain.
You remember this is Gooch. He'll just find the most primitive solution to a problem and just go at it.
No, I mean, it's like the solution to fixing the assembly name stuff sounded fine. Totally acceptable. But
yeah,
to be editing files all day. Yeah.
To counter what he's saying, though, he didn't have to spend all day trawling Gitter channels trying to get answers from open source communities. So I'd much rather be editing CS Proj files, which is a known quantity. He's just a buffoon. He's just the flakiest chocolate.
It's just a baboon.
In a baboon face shape. Right. So
I've accepted a quest.
Oh, you finally got in there?
I need to go to Quarry. No, not yet. Still going.
You've done it, you did it! Oh, no, I haven't done it yet. Oh. Let's go to the game piece shop. We don't need that anymore. Keep that.
Yeah, side quest, I have no idea what it actually does. It unlocks something, but I'm not sure what.
Don't need that anymore. I'm gonna be cheeky here. Roll. There we go. Yeah, game up. Not disposable? Oh, maybe it's not disposable. Game up, stop. There you go, that'll do. Get rid of them now. Don't need them there. They've gone. Put them in the bin. Has he started his Valheim stream yet? Oh, he has.
Has he?
He has. I'm putting it up now. There you go. For everybody else who wants to watch him, there he is. Look at his silly face. What silly gives. Let's see if he gives us a wave. Get a wave this time. Come on. Come on.
Oh wow!
He's reading.
Look at
Yay! We got a wave! Woohoo! There we go. There we go. Put him over here for a bit. There we go.
Oh my god! It's up. We're in. Fucking go!
Go, go, go! Fire everything! Right. Back to less interesting stuff. He's just staring at the shadows. Just staring. We can see anything else. They're gonna. Oh, they're not saying nothing. Right. Let's go back to the. So the modules are there. The modules are in place. The game application is there, in place, ready to go. Application started. What do I need to do now? What did I do before? So the game bootstrapper, that no longer needs to exist. That can go in the bin. Don't need that. And I'll just mute you for a second. So originally, as I said, when we made these RX things, it was great when we were prototyping. Cool, it helped us get to where we are. But in the long run, we need an event system. We need to get rid of these. There's pros and cons for event systems. So without going too far down the rabbit hole, a good thing about an event system is anything can listen to an event. Cool story. But the downside is that everything can listen to an event. So from a performance perspective, you fire one event, everything needs to check, hey, can I listen to this? I mean, you can optimize it to some extent so internally it goes, oh, well, I know what's listening to this specific event rather than just ping it to every listener and see if they want it. So we'll be using the default ECSRX event manager, event system, whatever it's called inside of that. So because of that bit there, we'll handle that. We can bin off a load of these. It'll just automatically be sent over to us. And yeah, to access that, all we need to do is inject in the AI event system, which is given to us by the setup in the ECSRX. Again, any questions on stuff, just ask and I'll talk. And if you're watching on YouTube in the future when I've munged this all up into a watchable thing, just ask on YouTube comments or come on the Discord and you can ask whatever you want. Right, sorry, you're back on Channel 4 live.
Welcome. We're in. We're kicking ass.
So, what is this the ultimate weapon? Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, ultimate. Right. Let's all split stuff up from here. Let's take the unit builder. Let's make a system. You like ECS systems, right? You're a big fan of systems.
I don't mind them.
Apathetic towards systems. Let's make a unit setup. This stuff. This way gets a bit interesting for me on these bits because we're no longer having just a basic, just throw noddy stuff in wherever the catch-all container was before. It's like isolated, this bit does this stuff, and that bit does that.
Everyone ran into a lift and I'm miles behind. What the fuck?
Now at this point, do I want? Actually, no. You know what? I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna have it an event system.
What the fuck? Where did everybody go?
Just bailed on you.
Oh. I'm back. Right. Oh my god. That's stressful.
In the event system, or where's the doc? Where's the docs for this piece of shit? So at this
What's even
point,
cooler? This has unskippable cutscenes.
oh, well, I like my
Ah.
cutscenes. It's just you, doesn't. You're there yelling at people. Get out of the damn cutscene, you youths. Where am I going? Plugins. Reactive systems. Event reaction. That's what I want. Event reaction system. Some event. So I was going to do a setup system, but now it doesn't feel like that's the right thing because I'm going to bring it in an entity. And while we are using some components, for the moment I'm not going to use any. I'm just going to wait for an event to fire and then I'll tack onto that and do stuff. Right, what event do I want? Maybe we should have a game setup event. Game resolve? Oh, that's game over. We're going to need to decide what should be in each level.
Oh my god, Gaius just used the phrase, "It is your destiny." Fucking hell. Channeling his inner Darth Vader.
Just maximum epic, please.
Join me, Sid. Join me and we can rule the galaxy together.
A level loading event. It doesn't even need to contain anything. Actually, yeah, let's have the level number.
Oh yes, what is this big chungus that just came in? Oh my god.
It's a shame you're not streaming. I can't see what you're doing. I mean, all this cool stuff happening, and I'm like, oh.
Oh well, I don't know if there's spoilers. I might have, like, do you care for spoilers?
I'm not that fussed about spoilers. I mean, I've already seen somebody fight Emerald Weapon, and I was quite happy with that.
Stream it in Discord. I can stream it in Discord. That's
oh yeah, do that then. I'll have a little watchy.
Oh, Magitech Colossus.
Public int level. Yeah. Actually, we'll just have a guess.
He's getting his nipples tweaked. He's not going to be alive
Oh,
for
is he?
very long.
Oh.
He's ruined. Look at him.
Oh, it's up now. One sec. Let me watch.
Magitech Colossus is like dead. This fight was literally like 30 seconds long. Everyone's like totally overgeared for this.
How many years has it been since you played this?
Oh no.
Something like that.
My thing's ended. Go out to start. Oh. Right, let me pop you out. I know I can do that somehow. Pop out. There we go. Oh, that's a bit big. Let's, I'm running out of Windows when real estate here. There, put that there. Put that just there. Look at him. Look at his hair. I do like the wavy hair where it kind of just flicks out at the end.
Right, now where do we go?
I want to hide the other one. Hide. Oh, rubbish. Anyway, I can see what you're doing. Yes, put that there. Missing members, cool event triggered. And also I want the world here. World. Let's have the public world. Actually, do I care about the world? Yeah, I probably will do because I'll probably want to do stuff on the grid. The grid. I What? Go away. There we go. There we go. That's what we want. And the world. Actually, I probably just done that via a shortcut. If anybody's wondering, hey, why are you just adding this to this constructor? How's that going to get magically resolved? That is the joy of dependency injection. That could be like a Bob Ross show, couldn't it? Joy of dependency injection. Or joy of DI. I'm not sure maybe you'd watch that though.
The joy of dependency injection.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy dependency injection. Whenever I'm interviewing people, that's one of the questions. Have you done dependency injection? The amount of people who say, no, don't have a clue what you're on about is shocking.
What?
And this is in like the web app mobile sort of world. You're like, surely you've done. Say, I'll even be like, oh, have you not used Ninjet? Not used any of the Microsoft Unity? Well, going back when Unity was a thing. No, well, okay. Have you done any automation testing? No. Oh well. Sorry. It's a shame as well because some people are really nice. Some people are really nice, but they just don't know how to make testable software. And you're like, well, sorry, this is gonna be a big chunk of your day. Make an automation test. You might want to know that. If they're juniors, you don't mind too much because at least you can train them up, can't you? But when they come in at like senior level, you're like, well, the juniors are gonna have to teach you how to do this. But we all learn somewhere, don't we? We all have to learn somewhere.
But it's like with modern, like with .NET Core now, and especially with ASP.NET stuff, like you can't get away from half of this stuff. It's just thrust upon you. You will do this. Right. What have I got? I've got Photon Stream and Magitech Cannon. I don't know what the fuck these do.
There's just explosions everywhere. Everything just exploding. It's like Gnomragon. It's a better Gnomragon. And you all seem to be in the Final Fantasy 5 or 6 vehicle things. Maybe wonders what I'm on about. There's Kate's thing. That's what Kate's up to.
Yeah.
She's the one on chat. Voice.
Look.
Voice chat. Right, where? There you go.
It's all boinging. Fucking boinging. Oh. We have to get through the Semet's bulkhead. I think we're into whatever the hell that is.
World,
We're
that's
into
what
a
I want.
cutscene. That's what we're into. Need a fucking cutscene.
Montage. Let's bring this in the system.
Need a fucking cutscene.
Gonna need a unit builder. So we add that to the constructor.
Not much stuff happening at all. Remind you, this game has a story. Need a fucking cutscene. Need a fucking cutscene.
I do really like the cutscenes here, though. To be fair, they've it's because they're. I mean, if you were to put them side by side, like WoW or whatever, WoW's people do kind of have some animation.
I was really looking forward to continuing with the story on this, like, and I was thinking about it today. I was like, oh, I can't wait to get myself some Code Zero and put my pajamas on, and then just play main story quests.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I spent nearly 2 hours of my life waiting for the queues.
No, that's a bit rubbish. Well, at least once you've done it now, you can.
Power to the Magitech Cannon, as I did so memorably a very long time ago. You may recall the armor's core is like to expire from the strain, but Sid, Tell me what buttons to press.
No,
Hey,
Tom's standing in poison. What an idiot. Oh, look at that. What a
What?
beam. Ah, ride the cannon, Kate. Oh, oosh.
Yeah. Dot cannon. Look at this. Oh no. It broke.
Oh, that's a bit of a shame.
Oh. I am disappointed.
You know what I'm going to do, Kate? I'm going to do something really, really crazy here. I'm going to do a
Yeah.
yield return on an I enumerable. You don't see that often,
Oh,
do you?
what?
Don't see that often
What?
around these days.
Crazy.
I might change it later. It saves me having to do the collation at the end. Right, that'll do for now. Sub unit.
Oh. Garland, old friend. Oh, yeah.
Right, I'm just going to prattle on for a minute or so I'll just mute myself. Right, so at this point, in case you wonder what the hell's going on here. So, we've made an event reaction system to a level loading event, which we don't fire anyway yet, but we will do shortly, don't worry about that. Then what's going to happen is, when we start this class up, it's going to go, right, okay, I need a unit builder, satisfy that for me. I need a world, satisfy that for me. I need an event system, satisfy that. This is within our, if I go down to game module, unit builder, that's bound there. If I go to world, that's also bound wherever we just were. Our event system, that comes from the core ECSRX thingy phase. Right, so then within here, once the event's triggered, because if you assume that we can call this as many times as we want now. Every time the level finishes, we want to load a new level, well cool, we just fire a level loading event. And then it's going, right, okay, unit setup. Because we can set the grid and the unit as well. And we can give this a priority if we want this to fire after the grid one. So, yeah. And it's going to come in here and it's going to, right, okay, clear all the units which are currently in there. In case we've just loaded a previous level and there's still some units in there, clear them out. Set of units, which is just basically, for the moment it's hard-coded, it's always going to make these people. But we can have this be driven by data soon. So we need to have like a JSON file. And we just load in the JSON file and go, right, just shove that into a unit, please. And then we basically go, right, okay, add all these units into the unit range. Job done. And that's basically it. So on this one, it's just basically, if you haven't seen enumerable yield returns before, all it's doing is it's doing lazy returns. So if you were to invoke this once, it would just return that. But because I'm basically giving an enumerable to that, the add range internally knows, oh, I need to do a for each and loops over it. I could forcibly cause it to do an enumeration of everything by adding a to list. And that forces it to go through every single one of them and give me all the results. But there's a technique where you can effectively have infinite, like an infinite random number generator or whatever, where it's just an enumerable that never ends. So it's a while with the yield return in there. Because the yield return effectively pauses execution in there and returns. Anyway, there's loads of information on that online. Again, if you've got questions, just fine. But effectively what we're going to do now, because I'm going to put Kate back on in a minute, is we're going to go through a lot of stuff in the world here and just take it out. Like take turn, run attack, all those sorts of things. We're probably going to take them out one at a time, but that's what we're going to do. And we'll test it as we're going, just to make sure it all works. So we'll set up grid next, and then once we're done with that, we'll check on these bits and see what happens. Yeah. Ooh, who's the red guy? Who's the Power Ranger?
Nero.
Nero.
And he's really pissed off at Sid.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it, Nero. Damn it, Sid. Now, on this one, we'll respond to the same event as well. So,
I find it amazing how this guy like just gets fucked up so quickly.
oh, look at that crazy, like, it's like a crazy disco effect on the outside down the edge. Like, do you remember those like little plasma panels that you get where like you put your finger on it and the electricity would go to your finger?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
I like how it's changing
Boys.
colour a bit as well, green and blues. The Benga bus is going to arrive in a minute. Oh, yeah. Let's make a world. World. Get.
That should have probably lasted a little bit longer, but I think we're all over geared.
Oh well. That makes a change to last time. The last like few sessions, I was being like, "Oh, my gear's shit. I need new gear." No. Which shortcut is it? That one? No.
Well, it's a bit fucked up because the leveling is like greatly accelerated. So I've managed to like get to like 55, 56, and I'm only supposed to be level 50.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit warp speed, isn't it? Warp speed.
Yeah. But I'm only on 1.0 content. I've got to do all of 2 and then 3 and then 4. I don't even know what they're up to. 5.5.
Hey, question for you. Opinion. So let's say you've got a property. So I've got a world object which contains the grid and the units. Right, maybe it should be called level, but we'll get into that later. So at the moment, the unit it automatically creates a list, and every time that you load a new level, it just basically clears that list, repopulates it, and then off you go. Now, should I be repopulating the same list, or should I just destroy that list, get rid of it, and put a new one in? Because my concern is that I would probably assume whenever I access a world, the grid and the units would always be populated with something, even if it's an empty list. But if I say, well, actually, it should be a new list every time, potentially the world initializes with empty, but it doesn't even have anything, and you've got to wait for the systems to run for it to be populated. If that makes sense. If you have no opinion, feel free to opt out of an opinion here.
I would opt out and just pick whatever.
Okay.
I don't.
I
mean, the system's running and populating with all the shit. Is like, that's fine. That's just the game loading. But
yeah,
like,
because I see the world purely as a container for so you got units, and that's fine. You might want to find out how many enemy units are still alive, or what's the unit to the left of me. So you'll need their positions and stuff. And there's the grid, which is obviously just what's the terrain like? Am I stood in a square which is poisonous and things? So there will be points where you'll want to access both of those bits of data together, hence the world or the level notion. So that kind of combines these two bits in one place. So we can have has player won, has player lost, get units to the left of me sort of thing. Yeah, I think for the moment I'll pre-populate them, and I'll just deal with it later if that's the problem. Then there's always going to be an instance there. No, not spend here with the good. I'll leave it as this for the moment. And I'll stuff. As I said before, the two lists will force the enumeration, which will bung all of them into that. If I just did that one, it's just going to go, oh, it's a non-enumerable, you can't do that. Right, set up grid, first set up grid. Oh god, did I just remove it? Yes, there we go. And for anybody's wondering at this point as well, why have we injected in a grid builder? Well, the grid builder doesn't have any dependencies. It doesn't have any. But if we go to the unit builder does have dependencies. Whatever that is. Unit builder. Unit builder. Yeah, that's actual dependencies on stuff. So that's why we need to inject that in so it gets its dependencies, etc. And that's why. Yeah, so now all that stuff in the world has been split out into these two systems. And I appreciate that's more code. It's more code as a whole, because we've now got it in separate files. But in terms of maintenance, we can clearly see, well, where are units set up? There. Where are grids set up? There. And if we need to change grid setup, well, cool, we can change it in there. Or unit setup, it's in there. You get the point. Right, so let's get rid of that. Plot. I don't do that. Oh, it's a nullable bool. Ooh.
The hell?
There you go, we'll just be a bit defensive there. Right. Right, I'm not sure how to best structure this. You know what, let's put that in a game resolved system. Oh, we also get a scheduler for free with ECSRX as well, so that's internally managing 60 frames per second or whatever. We don't need to worry about that, but it's there if we want it with an elapsed time thing. Naming's always one of the most problematic parts, isn't it? You're like, oh, I know what I want, but I don't know how to name it.
That's what they say. The two hardest problems in computer science are naming things, cache invalidation, and off by one errors.
Name paralysis. Oh, look at that. Is that
Oh, fucking
weapon? Is it?
Junkie Boy. It's oh yeah.
Oh, is that one of the
This
judges? Are they actually called
obviously
judges?
no, but I don't know what these guys are called. I know this is Gaius with a gunblade thingy, because of course. On top of this massive fucking beast called Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah, I think so. Ultimate's the flying one, isn't it? Ultimate's the flying one. Emerald's the water one. Ruby's the
Dear.
the one in the sand, and then Diamond, I think, is the one which just gets obliterated by the Mako cannon.
I mean, it. Oh yes, look at this. Some more combat shit. This moving platform fight.
Oh my God,
Ultimate Weapon.
those eyes. Boom. Have you played Mass Effect?
Nope.
Oh, that's Mass Effect's the real gem. But in the second one, there's these race of people, and they can kind of get remote controlled by this guy. And he always goes, assuming direct control, and his eyes light up like that.
Oh
you've
yes,
seen-
assuming direct control. Yes,
You've seen the
I
meme.
know of it. Yeah. 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 Like when someone picks their cat up and takes control of the cat's arms.
Yes,
and it says
yes.
direct control. Yes.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Up until 7. I watched 7.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't
But have you seen all the Bobby B memes?
Ultimate Weapon is this guy's all of a sudden very tough.
Oh, look at them beams, laser beams. Oof. At least he lays out a nice green path for you.
I'm gonna go and stand next to someone that looks like they know what they're doing.
That's it, safety in numbers.
I mean, if this was a dragon and I was playing World of Warcraft, standing behind the dragon is horrible because there's a guaranteed tail swipe mechanic. Oh, you have been hit by tail swipe.
Into the whelps.
Into the whelps. Oh, it's losing health now.
The DPS have woken up.
Yeah.
They're finally taking action. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. I thought there was a system where it just triggered every frame. This is where I might have to be like all, let's make a quick addition to this open source library, and then re-include it. Let's put that one. Right, go to that. Did I do a... So it's not them.
I just had a look on Gucci's stream. It says, "You can't eat any more sausages."
His inventory's been full for a while there. He's just
No more sausages. Can her strength truly be so great? Yes, it can. Ultimate weapon, more like shit weapon. Oh.
You know what, Kate? I'd convinced myself that I'd implemented something, and it turns out I hadn't. And I've been lying to people all along, just saying, yeah, of course there's a system in there which just triggers every update and doesn't need entities. Apparently there's not. I'm just totally full of shit. Can I piggyback off then? Here we go, diving back into open source land for a minute. Day system? That name doesn't sound right. Okay, maybe no. Let's actually implement it. Should always have allow. I might put that as it's a separate thing. I'm the other way around. I prefer TypeScript to C# sometimes. It's swings and roundabouts. But then I figure, oh, can't do extension methods in TypeScript, even though it's a prototypal language under the hood, so I should be able to. I'm doing a rubbish game thing, which is showing the view separation aspect of development. So we've got a game which runs in Blazor, which is actually using an ECS system under the hood and does some bizarre grid thing. But every time I go to do something productive, I remember, oh, I need to implement something else. I gotta duck out of that there. I can mimic this in the via manual system. I don't need that. But I think it would be beneficial there. I'll add an issue. Right. What? No. Oh, I'm in an incognito window. Ugh. But I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Your battle's still going, Kate. You're surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a custom system. Actually, I'll just put it within the folder. Yeah. I saw your ECS React thing. With a lot more game engines moving to the web world, I'm sure it'll be quite useful, especially with React Native. You love a bit of React Native, don't you, Kate?
Oh, don't. Yeah, I do. It's fine. I just much prefer to be working on back end stuff than app
yeah,
dev.
that's it. That's it. When Gutra was talking about like his networking game, I'm like, well, I don't mind doing the front end bits, like messing around with the editor and things, but I just much prefer building bits which hook together. The infrastructure. Actually, no, I'll just make it a new empty group. Save on the memory. Yeah, there's a friend of mine's done a dependency injection system in TypeScript, but you can actually use interfaces because it effectively writes out the. It basically makes symbols for the interfaces, so you can kind of hook it up and use actual dependency injection as you would in any other language, which has historically been the issue with TypeScript and dependency injection, where you're like, well, oh, I can't access the interfaces like against the concrete types. But you have to do a pre-processing step. There's no kind of way around that. It was based on a prototype that somebody else did. I can't remember. What do I want? I want the and we'll make it disposables. And also for anybody who ends up watching in the future, that you can automatically have sync as iDisposable, and it just knows to tidy up once you're done. Yes, just generate me a method. There we go. And I'll put it in the scheduler as well. And we'll satisfy that through the constructor. Done. Don't put the constructor up there. Right. Now we've got that in place. Cool. We want to have the update scheduler. Update. Right. Make this an abstract. Make that protected. And have an update. I'm so used to typing out the innards of things. Right, yes. There. Subscribe on update. Cool. Oh, that's going to want the elapsed, isn't it? That's the elapsed thing. We don't really care about that, but we'll put it in there anyway. And should I? No, we don't care about that. We'll just leave that empty because we're gonna dispose in it. Actually, I can just call dispose. I can just call dispose. At least this way, if you haven't stopped the system, it'll still dispose it, and that will in a minute check the disposable sub. Look at that on his face. Oh,
I guess this raid is like the
look at
last
that.
one. Like this guy literally has like 3 health bars.
Gone now. I just tried to put him on stream, and then the moment I put him on, he's gone. Oh, oh, there you go, fighting him in a ring of fire.
Yeah.
I'm sure Johnny Cash made a song about that, you know.
I'm sure Johnny Cash would. Yeah, he did. I mean,
No,
look at the guy's health. Guy's health is just.
Oh, he's just plummeting. Look at this. Let's just watch this boss die. Oh, look at that. Hammering him. It's a shame that it's so small. Almost gone. Almost down. Almost down. Oh, is this a stage 2 now? He seems to be invincible.
You have
Invincible.
nearly killed
Oh,
my
there you go. You
first
done it.
body. My second body is here. Oh my god.
Right. Update tab. That's going to be for that because we want that to be disposable, and then we'll do that. Disposed or whatever. Disposed. Right, so that's sorted that bit out. Cool and good. We can use the update system down here. Right. What do I need here? World. Where do you stand on Actually, I'll wait for you to finish your storyline stuff.
Oh my god. He's dead. He's
Dad,
dead.
you've done it.
Rip.
Done it. Well done. Bravo. A little
Oh no, he might come back.
round of applause there.
Oh.
Oh, he's just not dying. Oh, his masks come back on. Assuming direct control. Right. So we'll take this out of the world. The world doesn't need to know about this anymore. We'll take that out. Oof. A lens check system. Yeah. That's going to need to be put in as well. I'm gonna waffle for it, so I'm just gonna mute you. Well, mute me. Muting me, muting you, aha. So, right. So for the so we've taken a load of stuff out of the world now, because again, it's not the world's responsibility. The world itself is just take the events, whatever. Right. So now we want to basically have the notion of has the player won or lost, and then fire off an event. I can change this in a minute anyway, because it's no longer needs to be run how it was before. So, if we look back at the world, I mean, it's still got too much stuff in there, but it's got far less than what it did before. Because again, the world is more of a data storage object. It's not it shouldn't have that much logic, if any, really. Because its main purpose is we've got a grid, and the grid exposes some functionality. That's cool. We've got units, and they expose some functionality. And we might want to scan over units to see who's live, who's dead, whatever. But the world allows us to have both those things in one place and do data lookups on both. I'd probably end up doing them as extension methods on here, so then you can opt in whether you want them or not. But yeah. So I think we're gonna take some more stuff out, but just to get things running, I think I'm gonna end with that one being the last one I move out right now. And I need to play it. I might shove the scheduler in here, actually. I might inject the scheduler into world. Just for the moment, just as a time saver, and then the world can basically subscribe to the thing and play the round. Because before it was getting the update loop from the game bootstrap, which we've binned that off now that we've got ECSRX in there. We no longer need a game bootstrapper because that's going to act as our bootstrapper. And I'm still kind of crossing my fingers it's going to work because I've never run it in Blazor before. There's technically no reason why it won't work. We've got the DI abstractions in there, we've got the infrastructure layer, we've got RX, so hopefully that'll all work. But yeah, let me continue off with that bit and put Gate back on. Right. So I'll put the update scheduler in there. Update scheduler. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna do something, and that took a complete U-turn, Kate. You'd be proud. So I'll do that in the layer above. It become a pain now. I can't do the injection until after the bootstrapper bit ran. I'm doing the game application. Yeah. So I don't have the update schedule here. Let's cut that then. Actually, you know what? Let's bin bag that off. We don't need to run that here. We will actually put it in the system. It'll be easier all around, and we have to do it anyway. So we can bin these bits off. We don't need them anymore. We just need the event system. Event system, yes, get. It's so I let me just mute myself there for Kate. So I saw something on Reddit, and it was just somebody made like a little auto battler thing. I didn't even know that was a genre. So it's like a little auto battler thing. Because I've never made one of them before, so I thought it'll be a simple thing. But the main purpose of it was because quite often I have discussions around view separation and stuff. So although I'm making a game here, I'm doing it with the most convoluted tech possible. I'm using the web. So my so I've got kind of like my grids displayed here. I'm getting units, and I've got a unit avatar which shows the actual unit with its health and stuff like that. Because it's a lot quicker to prototype in HTML and CSS than it is to like in Unity or Monogame and stuff like that. Because you've got to worry about so many things, and you're doing stuff per frame and things. And you'll also be thinking, oh well, that looks rubbish. I want to put particles in, and you got to be really kind of strict and regimented to make sure that you only focus on the basic thing and put like a 2D cube, 2D square or a 3D cube in when you're developing. So the idea was to kind of go from nothing, using view separation as like the basis, and go, well, okay, let's make a little framework, make a game. Then we'll have the game view effectively be the web for the moment, and at some point we'll go, well, actually, we want to jump over to Unity or Monogame, and we'll go, well, actually, you know what, we can keep the game, we can keep the framework, and just hop over to change the view layer. So that's effectively what we're doing at the moment. It's just in the previous episodes, because I've not been doing, I've been hovering between the infrastructure and the front end. There would be a bit more showy stuff of me debugging the actual game running. But at the moment, I'm doing one of the big refactoring tasks, which is taking the blobs of RX and stuff that we had before, and basically binning that off and binning some of the logic within the world container object and moving that over into separate systems. So we've now got a grid setup system which sets up the grid for the level, and a unit setup system which is all hard coded at the moment, but it sets up the units for a level. And this all operates when the game starts. And then something to check: has the player won, has the player lost? And then it'll raise an event. So at the moment I'm going through this the refactoring phase, which is why for some people this is quite interesting. People like refactoring. For other people it's not so interesting because they just want to see shapes and colours. So yeah, it's just at the moment it is literally just a very noddy. There's some units on a board. They will just randomly fight enemies in their faction. So like you've got player faction and enemy faction at the moment. We'll have other factions later, but the players will fight the enemies will fight the players, and then depending on who's left, it'll say you've won or you've lost. That's pretty much it. So that's what we had before. Before I did the refactor, and I've done some of the refactor and it worked before, so I'm just moving bits over. I'm just doing the whole encapsulation and moving it. If you've got any questions on any specific bits like RX, ECS paradigms, dependency injection, whatever, just ask away, and I'll try and detail what I'm actually what they mean and how I'm using them. If the players won, because before we were doing this in a loop. So because we were doing this in a loop, we'd constantly be going, oh, has the player not won or not lost? Cool, run the rest of the game. But now we don't need to do that because we're not doing it all in one place. So we can separate bits out. Okay, it's a little auto battler. I don't really know what the auto battler genre is. It's little things that automatically fight, and you just kind of sit there going, oh, cool, you're fighting. You know what? I'll find the Reddit thing. Where was it? Reddit. No, none of them. None of them. Let's go for did I post it somewhere? Did I post it somewhere? I didn't. Sorry, I can't find the link because it's gonna be lost in Reddit somewhere. But effectively, it was just basically a top-down 2D thing where things moved and attacked. It's like chess, but not. Yeah, well, it's less a library for making games because I mean the framework's all fairly specific. It's just more. I'm just like, let's say that you had an idea. You woke up in the morning inspiring and you thought, you know what, I want to make a Super Mario platforming game. That's probably a bad idea for prototyping in the web. But anyway, I want to make a platforming game. So you start thinking, well, okay, what do I need in a platforming game? Well, I need somebody who moves. So you'd make the notion of a character or an entity. And then you're right, I'm going to need blocks. So you'd make the notion of blocks. So you'd make the notion of a level, which contains many blocks. And then you go, oh, okay, then I need some Goombas. So you make the notion of an enemy. So what I'm trying to get across is that a lot of people, when they design games, they'll just dive in at the front end and they'll go, oh, okay, well, I'll crack open Unity and I'll start lobbing cubes everywhere and start working from there. And you can do that, that's perfectly fine. Nothing against that. But from a design perspective, you can map out a lot of this stuff just in pure data object. So like at the moment, I've got a unit. A unit contains, well, it's built off a default character. We'll go down that rabbit hole at some other point. But it's got a faction, a position, and some stat data which comes from OpenRPG. We've got a grid which is literally a X, Y size and a square. And you basically, a grid square is the ground toss, the ground type, is it swampy, is it whatever, and then the movement cost. So this is kind of bare, but I don't want to say. There's this technique called test-driven development. I'm not a massive fan of it, but it effectively forces you to make most basic decisions up front and then kind of test around that, but I'm not writing tests. Although I would advocate writing tests at some point. I'm going completely down a rabbit hole. I'll just I'll go on typing. If there's more specific questions, I can waffle on those subjects. So I want the event system to be in the constructor. Yes, put that in there. I always want the bit which goes into the base to be at the end. It's maybe it's OCD. I don't know. That sounds like a programming acronym there, doesn't it? OCD. Yeah, I use an OCD framework. Anyway, so event system dot publish, and we want to put in a new game result event true. So if the players won, cool. Raise a game result event, say they've won. If they've lost, an else if has player lost. And really all this does is it just goes through and says, hey, of all the units, are all the enemy ones dead, basically. In an inverted sort of way there. And we'll get rid of the red bits in a minute. So if they've lost, same as that, copy that, paste that there. And if he was wondering as well, the crazy MIDI music in the background is Open Transport Tycoon. Oh, Open Transport Tycoon. What a gem. An absolute gem. This is like the longest story ever, Kate. It's the biggest. It's like when you load Metal Gear Solid 5 and it's like, oh, better get the popcorn. It's like half an hour to 2 hours of cutscene now. Yeah, exactly. It's well, it started off as a headless game. I just did a console app, and I was like, oh, actually, I'll just move it straight to the web. So at the moment, we do need a view layer to kind of bootstrap our stuff and start it, but that can be completely hot and swapped. Whereas the rest of it is pretty portable. Portable, that's the word. And kind of. Well, if you think about the layers of the game, so you've got the engine, which is agnostic of your game. It's just, I know about physics, I know about 3D models, I know about collisions and rendering. Then on top of that, you've got you might have your game directly on top of that, but normally you'll have like an infrastructure layer, which is like, I've got a space sim and I've got my spaceship models and I've got the notion of items and what weapons I have and things like that. And on top of that, then you'll have your rendering layer, which basically takes all this data, like your spaceship and stuff, and goes, oh, I know what 3D model to render for that spaceship. And oh, I know when you fire this weapon, I know to put a pretty laser beam there. So, for a good example, if you remember the game Worms, because back when I was in university, one of the tutors there was somebody who'd worked on Worms. And they said that when they were developing it, it was a quicker turnaround to train the AI, well, the illusion of AI, by running the game without rendering it. So basically, it would just take turns constantly. It would just be just churning through turns.
Emo gear.
And because it could take all the turns really quickly because it wasn't having to render anything, they were able to test the AI better to see how good its win-lose rate was and things. So, I mean, there's loads of pros and cons to view separation. But the simpler the game, the easier it is to separate from the view. Like if you look at a AAA game, it's a bit harder to try and separate from the view because some of the game mechanics will be based around inverse kinematics or physics and things, and unless your physics is in the underlying layer, which is often not the case, it's a bit sketchy. It's an autobattler. I'm not really making anything productive. I just saw somebody one day on Reddit make something. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll do this as a pseudo tutorial-ish discussion thing while I make something, and I'll probably move it into Unity later. And right now, I'm spending ages just constantly updating this video. Right, so we've done that. We've done that. At least you got to see your happy nice lady in the HQ there for the Masons.
Yeah. She's not dead.
You sound so happy about that.
Oh, I can now fly.
Oh, you lucky bastard! I can't fly. Where's my flying whale?
Try mount. Try jumping to take off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of waffling about the whole view separation bit because that's one bit I really want to kind of drive when people are going, well, why have you got Blazor, HTML, and CSS, and you're doing a 2D gamey thing? Why would you do that to yourself? And so it's more just proving the point that you can separate the view bits out. So in a minute, hopefully, I'll run it and it'll just run. It'll probably blow up, but we'll see. We'll see. Right. Unupdate lops time. That's gonna be that bit. Take that out there. Put that in there. Right. So now we have a system for setting up the grid, setting up the units. There's Kate's unit there. You're a fighter, Kate, with 6 initiative. And now we'll see, has the player won, has the player lost, and that'll raise an event. And again, because we're using this event system, we can take these bits off of here. Yes, we don't need that there. And that's going to blow up other bits, but that's fine. And we'll make a bit which just takes turns as well. I'm just going to make a turn taker system. Why not? Why not? Let's make this an event system. Round again. It's the naming. This is where 100% of devs lose most of their time. But the name round execution system. And that's gonna be an event system thing. Event reaction system. And that's gonna react to what's events. No, it's not. Let's do it on a let's make it an update system actually. Update system. There's loads of different types of systems. If anybody has any questions on why I'm picking one over another, just ask away and I'll waffle on. But generally speaking, the update ones are better for every frame. Well, every update I want to do something. The other ones, like the grid setup one, these are reacting to a specific event. So every time that event's run, this logic will just get run. But these bits here, as I'm saying, will actually every update go through and do this. So how long do I'll probably have to add a game stat, a game state, and game config object soon to describe high level configs like how long a round should take, or between rounds, whatever. So public int round time. Round time implies how long a round takes. Round trigger time. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll set that to 1000 milliseconds to begin with. And that can be private actually. I mean, make that a const. Round trigger. Right, okay. I'm gonna need the world. Always seem to need the world. And maybe that's a design snafu that I'm always needing the world everywhere. But as it's injected in, it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the yeah, whatever. World. You have a cutscene, Kate! Rejoice! Yes, here we go. Kate's she's out of a cutscene. Peruser of things. Look at all them quests you've got. Oh my god.
No.
We've also got the Gooch here. He's doing his stuff there. Silly Gooch. Oops, there we go. Right. What was I? World equals world. Right, so now I can pull all this stuff out of the world. I can't believe how many times I'm saying world here. Pull that out, generate attack. And also generate attack and stuff, we can...
Ha! Look at this pun.
What?
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh, nice. The text's a bit small for me to properly read it, but that's a good one.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. It's incredible.
You have to give that props to WoW for that. They often had a lot of kind of fun things in their stuff.
They had a phase where everything was just pop culture references. Just like couldn't get away from it. It's like Sonic trying to be some sort of fantasy game. We're just gonna have references to Mr. T and Breaking Bad.
Well, I like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Right, so one update. If time. Breakdown are equal to elapsed. No. Round trigger time. Round trigger. Play round. Equals that dot delta time dot millisecond. And after that, we'll remove round time minus equals the round trigger time. There we go. So that's effectively going to go. Yeah, let's invert it. There we go. So effectively, what's going to happen is it's going to go every update. Oh, have we waited a second? If so, go off and play the round, and then reduce the round time of the thing. It'll only trigger every second. If we go over a second, let's say it was 1.5 seconds, because sometimes that might happen. It might lag. It'll go, oh, well, you still got 0.5 of a second. So after the next 0.5 seconds, it goes, oh, well, I'll do an update again. So that's what that does. That'll play the round. That will be world.unit. World.unit. Where? Take turn. Yes, cool. That's going to want that. Sure, yeah. Take all that stuff. Okay, and again, I might bin bag that at the moment because I've got a much more complex damage generator in OpenRPG. So we'll get into that later. We don't need that right now. It's overkill because we got to change a load of the stats around anyway. And we go on the event system. Event system. And also, I would say that some of this is overkill. If you were just doing this yourself, you might be like, well, why do I need an ECS framework with RX in a web browser getting bunged in a web page with some WASM? You probably don't. You probably don't need it. But as a proof of concept, when you get into like the Unity layer, which eventually we will go to Unity or something, we probably will want this or something like it. So, as I already know kind of how this system works, it's simpler for me to, rather than make abstractions for stuff in isolation classes to bung logic in, I may as well just start off with this. Well, not start with it, but now we've got to the point where we can use it. Yes, phone constructor. Put the update schedule at the end. Danke. Yeah. Well, see, I mean, I don't want to say most sane people develop this way. If you're in the enterprise world, yes, most people would be using IOC, independence injection, and some sort of collation of logic under services or whatever. In game dev, it's not as clear cut because, like, if you look at a lot of the more veteran devs, usually will come from a C++ background, and with them it's more technical. There's no such thing as interfaces there. You've got pure virtuals, I guess, and abstract classes, but you can't represent code design the same way as you can in modern languages like C# and things. But at the end of the day, it's down to what you know and what your games are. It's like if I was making Assassin's Creed, I wouldn't be making it this way. It'd be completely different. And also, if I was working in a team where it was a few designers and one dev, well, maybe we should be leading more on the design front there, because that would make more sense for them. But as I'm just doing it as a dev, I'm seeing everything as a nail, and I know how to use a hammer. So I keep hammering. But it's an artisanal hammer. It's the nicest hammer you've ever seen. A dwarf made it somewhere. Right, world. Sorry, I haven't muted Kate. You're just getting a pure, unfiltered monologue. It's like the emails where you haven't subscribed and they keep sending you spam. You're like, oh, just go away, emails. Unit attacked. Yes, that's the event thing. Event system. Yeah, event system's just a pub sub thing built on RX. Oh no, YouTube's trying to pretend I'm asleep. And I always click the emails. I don't want to click the emails. Yes, but go all the way back. There we go. Oh, my ears are warm and fuzzy now. Oh yeah, definitely. There is ways to make systems design friendly. I mean, in a lot of other engines, they don't. I mean, there's even in Unity. I keep using Unity as an example because that's what a lot of newer developers would use. But there's Entitas, which has to some extent quite a lot of good editor functionality for using the ECS system or paradigm. And you don't even need to use ECS as a paradigm. There's people who ship AAA games with Unity on. Oh no, Gooch. No, so Gooch is this guy. See him there? That's the Gooch. Let's see if we can. Let's see if he fixes it. But I've worked with Gooch before, so I know him in real life. We're friends. Well, I use the term friends loosely. We're previous workplace acquaintances. And look at the concentration on his face there. But he was making he makes games occasionally, but he was making a AWS DynamoDB work tracking thing. And after watching him, because I haven't done any coding for like a year since COVID started, I haven't really done anything because of childcare and stuff. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll start doing some code for a bit. So he kind of inspired me to do some code, which is physically pains me to think that Gooch inspired me to do anything. But Yeah, if you ever hear us say Gooch, that's the Gooch. That's not his real name, obviously. That's not on his birth certificate. You won't find that anywhere on official documentation, but that's what we call him. See, and as you can see, this is why we call him the Gooch. Zero situational, well, environmental awareness. Awareness of anything. Oh, here we go. He's got there we go. Got a little away from him. What an absolute idiot. So, yeah, that's the Gooch. So that's proof of Gooch. Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell him that. Yeah, so that's him, and that's why when unit set. There we go, there's Gooch. And I'm not sure if you saw Darkest Dungeon earlier. In Darkest Dungeon, we had a character called the Gooch, and he almost died. I even sent the Gooch a message. I was like, Gooch, you almost died. You almost died. But you didn't. You pulled through. What a champ. Right, round execution system. There's a bit of stuff going on here. We don't really need to worry about it. But effectively, every time that the round's triggered, it goes, right, okay, get all units which are alive, order them by the initiative, and then just take the turn. And each one will go, well, okay, get rid of the units which aren't my faction and aren't dead, run the attacks, blah, 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 blah. But the only bit we hand over to here is we go, when we take the turn, we go, raise a unit attacked event. And that is picked up somewhere else and goes, there you go, there's the Gooch. Just sending his face directly through. Yeah, so I can't remember what unit attack defense actually used. I'm sure it's a Alt F7. This is the only usage. Well, maybe I don't need that then. I think that was made for the view layer to do stuff. Yeah, so that's Gooch. That's Gooch, and I think is Nightbot here? Let's have a try. There you go. Little shout out to him. He's not streaming anything now. I've raided him before now. I had like 8 people. I raided him, and he was just all monged out staring at the monitor, just reading Angular tutorials. Who does that? Well, the Gooch does that. That's why we call him the Gooch. Right, yes, that all does that. Cool. Round execution system. That's an update system. That should all work. And again, as you... Oh, shit, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. As you can see, I've not written any unit tests for this sort of stuff because I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now. But look at this. Look at how little code there is in the world now. I don't even think we use that anyway yet. I might be able to... Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah. That's quite good then. That's quite good. And because that's not used anyway, I can get rid of that. Poof. Get rid of that. Don't need disposable anymore for the moment. And there we go. That's become a simple Bocco there. Little plain old C# object. Right, what was I doing before this? This all kicked off like 3 hours ago. Right, so the game application, that's there. Yes, cool. The oh, hello, Gucci.
I am.
Hello.
I am Gooch.
Are you going to do any code, or are you going to bed now? Going to beddy buys?
I'm going to Betty Buys.
Oh, little beddy buys, please.
Yeah. It's been a hard day's graft. It has.
Oh, I'm sure it has.
Hard.
So you're trying to pull a cart uphill and you gave up?
No, I got it there eventually. I just needed help.
The thing is, you say, I've been editing CS proj files all day. I had to nip into Gitter on 2 open source projects, track down a bug on Blazor, which they went, actually, you know what? Just shove a await task delay 5000 in if you want to debug. That's how the real devs do it. And try and get some answers on DryOC. And you're there crying about, I had to edit some XML. He had to edit some XML, Kate. Oh, boo-hoo, little Gooch. Ooh.
It was just the how long I was doing it for, and it was circular dependencies, and it was like forced downgrades of NuGet packages and all sorts going on.
Maybe you shouldn't have so many
Oh yeah, you're damn right.
How
There
many
shouldn't be so
things?
many. It's like 300 projects in all.
What's that do?
And I've basically moaned about it so much that they're letting me address it now. So I'm like, but the IDEs can't hack it. Visual Studio and Rider can't handle the sort of just the stuff that's going on. Yeah. So I end up using an IDE for a bit to work out what I need to do, and then I just need to turn it off and go to Notepad. Well, Notepad++, but yeah. So
Actually, I gotta find them all manually. Gotta do it manually.
you do that. Let's have a look at what you're doing. What have you got yourself into? Bind.
No. Start systems to start themselves. That's for runtime stuff. Container.bind. I'm basically just what am I doing? I'm refactoring over to use ECSRX. So I took the the grid thing I had the other night with the things, the PPUs. I added OpenRPG in to do the RPG handling stat aspect stuff, and that worked. And then I was like, oh well, okay. Now that I've got that, I want to replace the RX and the logic with ECSRX. So I've got some systems now. So there's like a grid setup, a unit setup. Yeah, and now I'm just trying to get them all hooked up together. So I've got to bind each one of those systems. So grid setup system, unit setup system. I can just use bind all in namespace and pass in the namespace, but rather than do it, I'll be a bit more explicit. Round execution system.
Explicit.
And unit. No, I've already done unit stuff. What's the other one? Level end check. Level end check. Right, and I am going to need to check on one of those in here. Because I need to know when the... Did player win? Yes, so...
Well, have fun. Hi, I'm going to go to bed.
I'll see you later then. Gooch.
Yeah. GG.
Been emotional.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Right. That's going to be that one there. So I ideally want to get this running at least, even if it's a bit shit. Right, and then I can I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. You see my brain's like when a CPU's got too much stuff going on and it can't respond. Just overheating. That's me right now. I can make a method. Make a method for me. Why don't you make a method? Maybe we should call them event arg. I don't know. Oh, I need to subscribe. That's what I need to do. There we go. Yes, that bit there. Have I got resolve game? Yeah, resolve game. Let's use that one. Don't need that anymore. That doesn't exist. Okay, update. We don't. I don't know if we need that anymore. I'm gonna take that out. That was there as a hack for Blazor, but we might not need that. Unit start, resolve game, yes. Okay. Okay, I think that's kind of what we need. The only thing I can think which might be a problem is, let me just quickly dive into the ECSRX source code for a minute, because when it goes to execute system, how does it pull them out? Yes, it wants right, where's this thing at it? The thing is, I write stuff, and then because I have the brain retention of a sieve, I completely forget how stuff works. But in some ways, it helps because when I write documentation, I'm writing it for future me, and generally my cognitive ability declines. So go through here. Bind systems. Bind cool. Then there's start system. Start all bound system. All bound system. Resolve all I system. Right, okay. So it needs to be bounding it to an I system. I should probably have a bind system extension method. Right, let's jump back on here for a minute. So, flip back over to the application. Application. Right, yes. We'll bind these to I systems, so they'll be resolvable by automatically. Because if
Oh, that's you.
we don't have to do it this way, we can basically just have it. We can manually start the systems or put them in the executor. So if we do it this way, they'll automatically get resolved in the override start systems phase, which is part of the life cycle. I mean, there's loads of other frameworks, so I don't really recommend using ECSRX above anything else, because I'm using RX. It makes sense here. But in the docs, framework, no, not framework, infrastructure lifecycle. So it details all the lifecycle methods and what happens where. So, although to some extent it might seem like I'm just typing in magic here, I know vaguely where the methods are and stuff. Right. So when the application starts, don't do anything because the systems will take care of everything. Yeah, bind systems resolve, blah blah blah. That seems okay. Build succeeded. Let's run it and see what happens. And I'm not expecting it to work, by the way. I'm expecting it to blow up with an error. And I'll be like, oh, let's debug the error. That's even worse. There's no error there. Right. If that's the case, let me do a... Maybe I need to tell this. Right, let's go to wait a minute. Index. So the state has changed. Effectively tells the Blaze orbit, hey, update your state, please. And I imagine that's not being run. I'm surprised there wasn't any issues there. It seemed to just go, yep, it's working fine, yeah. Which is very surprising. Should I raise the event from here? No. The units. Should the units raise one? No. This is where it gets a bit tricky with ECRS stuff, because I've got two systems which are kind of asynchronous. They could technically work in parallel. So I've got the grid system, which sets up the grid, and the unit system, which sets up that. And they both, when levels loading, they both get triggered. Well, good, but once if you want to know when both of them have loaded, how do you handle that? That's a very good question. Right, for the moment, I'm just gonna hack it just to see if there's any explosions. So what I'm gonna do here is, no, I can't do a thread.sleep. I wanted to do an async, but I can't do an async within here because it's the non-async version. Let me make it an async version. Over. There's async. There we go. Let's take that, plop that in there. We will do a eat task dot delay 3 seconds, whatever. What? It is async. What? I may need to wait on that. No, that's absolute popping. Let me Google it. Sync initializer. Yeah, hang on it. Maybe I don't need the return bit. Maybe that's just total bobbins. Oh, there we go. There you don't even need the other bit. Let's see if this does anything. Oh, no, no. Total idiot hole. Stop. 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 The whole point of doing that was that I could do a state has changed. And then after round complete, I'm probably going to want to fire something saying round complete event. Then this can go and go, ooh, state has changed. Maybe the attack one could, I don't know, I'll think about that in a minute. Let's just see if it blows up and or shows us a grid. Does it? Oh, you won. Oh, it's progress, isn't it? You win! Congratulations! That forward number, by the way, is how many systems are active. I just put a little debug thing in there. So, yeah, that happened a bit too quick. Oh, because it's get no, none of that makes sense at all. No, stop. Well, let's just rather than waiting 3 seconds. Let's just wait like 100 milliseconds. That's not going to be long enough for it to poop out. Congratulations. Okay, but it's probably running too fast somewhere. I wonder if the unit of data thing is just no, not that one. The round execution system's going too fast. Equals milliseconds. Cool. And it goes. Actually, you know what? Let's debug it. And to do that, we need to put on the lovely 5-second task await at the start there. Delicious. Oh god. I might just have to call it even a minute, given the time. Okay, so 147 milliseconds, that seems reasonable. Because we're debugging. Let's play, let's look in here. Yes, it's not rendering the battle grid. Oh yeah, but saying that, it's not going to yet. It's going to be, yeah. I know that's firing. That's reasonable stuff. And round trigger time is definitely 1,000. Right, okay. So if round trigger time is, if the lapse time is less than that, return. Otherwise, play round. Reduce that by that. That seems perfectly sensible. Every second, take a play around. It's gonna do the right stuff. Right, so. You know what, let's not even play the rounds. Let's just turn that off for a minute. You're not gonna do any rounds. Don't care about the rounds being played. Oh yeah, there's a silly weight thing. Gracious, but I haven't won. I've not won. Oh, one sec. Oh, okay. I think I might know what the issue is here. So it's gonna check. Last player one. When it comes into here, it's probably gonna go. Yeah, they've won. Even though they haven't. It's gonna go, oh, there's no units or something. Last player one. Yeah, there you go, that's what's happening. So if we go into world. Yeah, there's no units, which is why it's going, oh, right. We resolve that, I think, because that's an manual system. I can give that a priority. And I think like priority 100. Which way did it go? I can never remember. There's like a little text blurb on there, but it isn't showing. I said the blurb. Give me the blurb. Here we go. Okay, so I want that to be like right at the end. That can be like minus 100. That's a low priority. This one here can also be low priority. That one there and the other one will set up first. And hopefully when we get through to this one now, it will go, oh, no, you've neither won nor lost. And yeah, we have to wait this long for the debugger to attach. It's a little bit silly. That's player one. Still says that. No unit. Ah, see, this might be because the Right, it's a quick way around this. Because the priority system, there's an implicit different system types run at different things. Like a startup system should always run before other systems. There's like this implicit bias as to where certain systems will run. So I'm not sure off the top of my head whether the manual system's gonna run the others, but there's a quick way around this. If world.unit any, if it doesn't have any, actually don't just do count. Okay. If it equals 0, the world's not ready yet. What's the problem? There is no. Right. That's cool. Every elapsed thing is just gonna go. There's no units. Stop the count. Stop. And then it's not gonna hit it from there on. I think. Right, back to index. I don't mind having a small delay, and for now I can live with that. But every major update, it's not necessarily going to propagate the grid changes. But that's fine. I can leave that for another day. As long as the grid's shown. What is the grid? It must have the grid. Maybe I'd breakpoint there. Unless for some reason the other systems aren't getting triggered. Oh wait, one absolute moron. One absolute dingbat. Oh yes, yes, I know what the issue is. They're not setting the level loading event. Oh, what a moron! See, that's the grade A development there. That's why people pay me the big bucks to make the stupid mistakes like that. There we go. I saw it. Yes. Right, rounds aren't playing out. Right, let me just quickly see if I can hash that on. Right, also let me do I need the status changed? Let me comment that out and see if I need it. I'm hoping that it will be clever enough to somehow know, oh, the stuff's changed. But I don't think it will be, to be honest. Because it would take an awful lot of infrastructure for it to know that stuff. Oh, but it does. It does. Okay. Let's go for the home run here then. Let's go for the round execution. Return rounds back on. Oh, goodness. To think if I would have put the event in there to actually load stuff correctly, this could have all been avoided. Stuff happening? Right, oh yeah, it's not going to be updating. So this is where I need the system refresh bit. Let's do let's have a round concluded event. Events. In this one of the downside about having an event-driven kind of pipeline is you'll end up getting loads and loads of events. So you kind of want to keep your events small, so you haven't got too many of them. But at the same time, you want enough events so that you can hook onto them properly. Because one of the benefits of this approach is, so if we take a step back for a minute, let's assume that somebody comes in and goes, oh, you know what, I really want to run a system when X event happens. All they need to do is just add their system in. They don't need to alter any existing code. They don't need to dick about with anything. They just go, I'm just going to hook into that event. So it's really easy for people to add stuff in. So let's say there's a movement event. Somebody goes, oh, I want to make a sound if they're walking on snow. I'll just add a new system for that. You don't need to alter. Well, I mean, you might have an audio footstep system anyway, but generally it's non-destructive code alterations that you kind of just adding new bits on top, which is a good. That's one of the reasons I like it. Yes, round conclude event. The round execution system. Play round, then event system. Dot publish. New round concluded event. And then we'll subscribe to that in here. Index is just becoming a dumping ground, isn't it? Look at there. I mean, to be fair, considering there's not actually that much code in there, really. I don't need that anymore. Round concluded event. Oh yeah, it's going to need to take that, isn't it? You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to make, just to make this a bit simpler to handle going forward. List of disposable. Nope. Disposable. Essentially have a subs here. You might think, whoa, this is a bit crazy. Why are you doing this? But then I can just go add to subs. So this kind of stops me having to make a load of other guff. And then I can do subs.disposal, I think. Disposal. Anyway, so now I can make as many subs as I want. I don't even have to worry about making individual subs anymore. I love it when a plan comes together there. Right, so status change every time that happens. Come on, let's just work. I'm really liking you flying there, by the way. I keep looking over and you're like flying around. Ah, I'm well jealous. Oh, yeah, that's changing.
I'm unlocking hard modes for all of the instances.
Oh. Yeah, be a champ, and I'll be there a chump. Oh,
Yep.
no. How about where you were? You died. I'm pulling that, you know the cat meme, where the cat's like, it's like a stuffed cat. That doesn't say nothing, does it? That what meme? There you go. That's me right now. I'm like, what? It works. It works. Oh, if only Kuch was here, I could say if it works, it functions. But I think that's a good point to bow out on there. Let me go. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that deep stuff.
I need to go to sleep. Actually, I need to watch Scott Manley videos for about another hour before I pass out.
Well, I mean, you're powered by your pizza at the moment still. That's still in there, isn't it? You've got the buffs from that.
I'm powered by pizza and Coke Zero, but I don't think it's the right sort of fuel, and I can feel myself lagging pretty badly. So I need to go and sleep.
It's been emotional, and I'm glad that I could get all that stuff working. Let's go back to no.
Speaking of emotions, I have to spend 3 hours at the hairdresser's tomorrow. It's going to
Oh
be
my goodness.
super emotional. Yeah.
I just get Jen to do my hair. What little hair I have left, I just go, you know what, Jen? Can you just cut it all off? There's zero style to it. It's literally like, I was gonna say like Boris Johnson, but shorter. But it's not quite that crazy. But I tell you what, I've got a little I call it a wingling. On the right hand side of my head, for some reason. Is it my right or left? It's on one of the sides of my head anyway. For some reason, you know, like if you've slept on your hair in a funny way, you got just like a little wingling kind of popping out, a little wing on your hair. I kind of get that all the time, even if I haven't slept on it. It's just always there. If I try and stick my hair down, it just comes back up. I think that one side of my face grows more than the other. I'm kind of sticking my hair up here like I've got wings, but it's good that I don't have a webcam because I'd look like a right prat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm going back. Enjoy. See you shopping.
I will do. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Kate. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Very much. I'll catch you later.
Bye. There we go. Just us now. Just us on the home stretch. So got it all working. Moved the core logic from world over to systems. Cool and good. Yes, event systems. Game bootstrap in the bin. Game application, yes. This might still need a bit more refactoring, moving stuff around. There's still some garbage in there that I'm not 100% happy with, but that's good enough for me right now. Let's merge that into main. Merge. Poosh. And there we go. That was a wild ride. So just to recap what we did tonight, in case this makes it into a video thing at some point. So we had the notion of a game bootstrap, which was effectively give us an update method. So every update it could go, go off and do a round or something, and all that logic it used to live in the game Bootstrap, but we moved it to World. And then from the World, we used to have a load of stuff in here to do with like, oh, do the round, have you won, what's happening? And we've moved all that out of there into systems. So you got one system for setting up grids, one system for setting up units, one system to check has somebody won a round or has the round ended. Sorry, to execute a round, where it'll go through everybody who's alive, take turns, blah blah blah. Then the level end check, which goes, has a player won, or have they lost, and then raise the adequate event. So with the infrastructure now, we could effectively go, well, hey, you know what? Let's make it so that every time that the player wins, cool, restart the level, but add another mob in. And we've also kind of got the notion of leveling up things. Maybe I should do that tomorrow. At some point, we'll level up the mobs because we need to focus more on their stats. Because again, at the moment, we're using the bare minimum sort of stuff here. We're just going, it's a fighter with I haven't even given them a race. Gooch is raceless. I need to make them humans or whatever. Oh, I think they're humans behind the scenes. Let me have a look in. Here, what's the default race? There you go. They're human by default. And I'm not gonna get into it now because I discussed it a lot the other episode. But if anybody is interested on how the effects all kind of bubble up, we can discuss that in a future episode. But ultimately, a human has a race has effects associated, and a class has effects associated. So when we actually saw the game running and we saw the combat numbers and the health, that was all generated based off what race and class they were. And we can add other effects on top of that as well, which would allow us to say, hey, now that you've leveled up, you do an extra 5% slashing damage or whatever. And we ideally want the mages to be doing fire damage or ice damage, whatever, and the melee people to be doing slashing, piercing, blah blah blah. And we'll have different defenses based on what attacks come. Like a fighter should probably be better against piercing damage and slashing damage, but they'll probably be weak to magic. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get into that in a future episode. And the repository, GitHub. No. Go to him. No. The repository's on here somewhere. So if you go to that, go to Battle Kill. If anybody wants to see the code, it's in there. And there's a little blurb on it. But that's kind of the most up to date thing in there. So I'm gonna go to bed and see, we're still 80% C# now. It was half and half before. Ooh. Yeah. But that's where it all is. Any questions, just fire them in the Discord or wait till the next stream, or if you're watching on YouTube at some point, put it on there. No reasons why. I mean, I do game stuff. Well, I did when I had the time. In like Unity, I would make like proper shooty games, pew and stuff. But for the last year and a bit, it's just been too chaotic, so I haven't really had the time with the kids. So yeah, this is a bare bones, very simple thing. But if it's of use, let's say just one or two developers see and go, oh, that's a cool way of doing X, Y, Z. Oh, I've never used a repository pattern before, and it helps them, then it's been worthwhile. And also just to mention, what's it called? Development for Windows. Just in case, there's a Git book thing I wrote, which all the stuff that we're covering, like dependency injection and reactive extensions and builder patterns, all the stuff that we're covering in this bit here is pretty much in here as well, for the most part. So any of the topics that are covered in here and you might be like, oh no, I don't know what any of this means, you can go on Development for Windows. It's another one of my repos. Maybe I should put that in. Oh, there you go. It's on the README there at the bottom. It's on that. So maybe there's any questions, you go there. Anyway, I'm going. It's been good. Good night. Thanks for watching. Blah 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 blah. See you next time. Bye bye.